Namaste, welcome to my channel Attitude of Gratitude. I am honored to introduce today's guest who is a very good human being, a famous doctor. Dr. Narayan Hulse is the Director of Orthopedic Surgery and is Senior Orthopedic Surgeon at Fortis Hospital, Banerghatta Road, Bangalore. He specializes in joint replacement surgery, arthroscopy, and he has conducted over 4,000 joint replacement surgeries and numerous other orthopedic procedures in Bangalore. He has undergone specialist orthopedic training in premier institutions in India and UK and holds specialist orthopedic degree from both the countries. Hello, doctor. How are you? I'm happy to welcome to my channel.
Hi, thanks for having me today here and all the best to your channel. Thank you.
It is my pleasure. Today's topic is like how important is to act on our ailments at the right time. So we'll be discussing about why, when, and how we take care of our knee, which is very important part of our body. Most of us have heard this saying like Vaidyo Narayana Hari. So means that a doctor should be seen like a doctor should be seen as a form of Lord Narayana. There are two meanings for this verse. One is that the true doctor who is a healer is Lord Narayana, and the true medicine is the water from the river Ganga. So before we go into the discussing the topic, I would like to know our audience to know more about your inspiring journey as a knee surgeon.
Well, it's all probably started from my childhood days. In fact, it must be a combination of multiple factors. One of that has to be from my parents and their wish to me become a doctor and later on to become a surgeon. And in fact, you all may be aware that in those days, whoever reads well and get good marks has to take medicine and they have to become doctors. And it was something like, we didn't have much choice. And all these boys who study hard, work hard, and they end up in medicine only. I think I was one amongst those boys who are reading well and got into those medicine in that time. Later on, I completed my medical graduation from Bangalore Medical College, and then my orthopedic training from Madras Medical College. And that was MS Orthopedics program for 3 years. Later, I continued my training journey and practice in UK for 8 years, where I took several training programs as well as training courses and exams through the Royal College of Edinburgh and the University of Liverpool. And after about 8 years of training and practice, I also completed a post qualification fellowship from Toronto in hip and knee surgery. And that was a part of my initial training and practice in these countries. And then I moved back to India and I work in a premier institute, as you may be already aware, with a huge number of joint surgeries, especially the hip and knee surgeries. And this is done in hundreds or thousands every year in this hospital, and which has given me a great platform and helped me to help a lot of people to relieve their pain and mobility improvement. And this journey also took me, on the other side of the medical practice, which is training. And hence I, other than training the students and the fellows and other orthopedic surgeons and courses, I also ended up in writing a book on joint replacement surgery. And this is specifically for the patients and non-orthopedic caregivers, because I thought there is a vacuum for such book so that the people can understand, they can come out from their misconceptions. And this is about 275-page book which explains everything about the joint replacement surgery, from hip, knee, and shoulder and elbow, whether you should have an operation, how to avoid it, what are the complications, and what do you do if there is a problem, and in fact, how to avoid these operations. The book is actually full of my own experience of last 1 decade. It has over 35 real life stories of patients who in real sense can be comparable to a lot of people who are suffering with similar diseases in the community. And also about 150 illustrations, which are all the photographs of the patients and x-rays, so that you can understand well. The highlight is basically I have a section on frequently asked questions. These are all the real questions asked by the patients only. And each patient, each time they see me, have new questions, and I have gathered all of them and put them inside this book. And who else can guide a patient to undergo a surgery or not to undergo a surgery other than a patient himself, who had an operation on his own knee or a hip. So that's how, so far it's been like, a large volume of joint replacement work, gratifying, and also feel really good to see that, I helped so many of them to, get rid of their pain and improve their mobility. So in a nutshell, that's my part of journey, in last 2 decades in the joint replacement surgery.
It's really nice to know your journey, and the book definitely will help, because I also had experience during my mother's operation. I had many questions in my mind. Definitely it will help the patients who want to have the knee surgery. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can go into the topic, doctor. Like, you must have come across many questions and myths from patients, like why we need knee replacement, and many questions. So you're the right person to, I think, answer our views about the myths about knee replacement.
Thank you. Yeah. So the knee replacement, especially in this country, which may be common in many countries also, has a lot of myths and misunderstanding. Most of them are unfounded, or the lot of them are because of the ignorance, both from the patients and also their relatives and doctors as well, because of lack of training, and also because of widespread, the lack of widespread use of this operation. What is happening is, especially in the peripheries, and in fact, the periphery can be even the corner of the Bangalore also, there are a lot of patients who have never been exposed, or they have never been explained, and the doctors who are practicing in the different parts, who have never seen, never heard, or never done these operations. And that is why the people get a lot of misconceptions about this operation. First of all is the first myth, or the first challenge a patient face with this kind of operation is, should I really have an operation or not? Now, if a patient is suffering from severe pain in the knee joint or on the hip joint because of the lack of cartilage or a wear and tear, we know scientifically that it is not going to get better with any other kind of medicines or any other strategy or any other treatment or injections or any kind of substances in this world. But this is not a medical condition which is bad enough, or the medical condition which is life-threatening or a serious issue. And hence, most of the people who have minor issue, minor pain, never have to undergo this operation. And that group is over 95% of the patients who are having wear and tear problem in the knee or hip joint. So that's why don't get worried to see a doctor that I have a knee pain and get some treatment done by that doctor without any worry, because not everybody will need an operation. Now, the operation is done only in those group of patients who have severe pain, who has taken a lot of other treatment unsuccessfully, or patients who are having difficulty in their activities of daily life in terms of their walking, in terms of stairs, difficulty in sleeping. Only those patients who are elderly with severe arthritis, or we also tell as end stage joint disease, will need a joint replacement surgery, not everybody. So if you have that kind of problem, you should get a joint replacement done so that your quality of life will improve. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you, doctor. Like right diagnosis definitely is needed, and myths should be answered by the doctor so that at the right time they can go for the treatment.
Correct. One of the common myth is the knee replacement surgery is something very huge operation, and it is not done commonly, and the results are not good, which is not true. The knee replacement is actually done in millions. For example, in USA currently, more than 12 to 15 lakh patients get a knee replacement done every year. And this is not a new operation. It's being done in since about 45 to 50 years in large numbers all over the world. And hence, the data from many countries in millions of number, even in crores of knee replacements have been done successfully. And hence, this is a tried, tested, and also successfully validated type of operation. And hence, people need not worry about the success of this operation. The knee replacements are not done on the heart or a brain or a vital structures of the body. They are done on the periphery, on the knee, and hence, they are reasonably safe operation compared to all other kind of procedures what we have to do on the human body. And hence, there is no need to worry unnecessarily on these operation and their safety. In fact, compared to many other operations, the improvement of quality of life is much higher with the joint replacement surgery. And hence, they are also known as the operation of the century, as described in some of the journals like Lancet in the last century. And then the next myth, the most of the patients will ask is, will I be bedridden after the operation? Not true. The knee replacements to improve the mobility. And hence, the patients start regaining their mobility within a day after the operation. For example, within 1 or 2 days, they start walking. Within 3-4 days, they are independent to the bathroom and toilet. And hence, when the operation pain is better, day by day, like in 3 to 4 weeks time, most of the patients regain their previous kind of work and their activity. And hence, these operations will not lead these patients to prolonged immobility or a bed rest. Next question is, because these operations are done in elderly patients, I'm very old. Why I should have an operation? Now, this is a perception of the mind, remember. A person who is 60 may feel I'm old, and another person who is 80 may feel I'm young only. So it's difficult. And hence, in medical languages, we tell at the physiological age, it is not chronological age. It depends on your activity level, your general health, etc. But remember, these operations are necessary only for the elderly patients. And hence, our large volume of experience in millions of numbers since last 50 years all over the world has been in old patients only. And hence, these operations are successful in old patients, not in young patients. And also remember, as the patient is getting older and older, they have difficulty in their daily activity, they have difficulty in their mobility, they have problem in their eyesight, the general health, the strength, and other things. Along with that, if they also have problem of the knee pain or the hip pain, which comes in the way of their walking, they have a lot of other issues of immobility because they don't have exercise, because lack of exercise, they develop osteoporosis, because of lack of mobility, they get, the physical and the psychological effect on their body. And also with age, it gets worse. Next year, they have more problems, and every year more problems, and the age is advancing and the operations becomes difficult. And hence, these operations are suitable for elderly. How old or what is the maximum age we can do this operation? There is no such rule. My senior most patient has been 94-year-old, whereas the youngest is 18. So it actually depends on how bad is the pain and how badly they are affected by this problem. Is anything else can be done or cannot be done? If even in a elderly patients who is 80 or 90, who is going to live probably for another 10 years without pain, which is good enough to do these operations. In fact, the patients who have cancers in the body and their life expectancy may be 2 or 3 years in the modern science, even they get the joint replacement done so that, the remaining part of their life becomes pain-free and the mobility becomes easy. Now, what is is there any, the next question is there any young age or a limit of younger age where the joint replacement cannot be done? Generally, you should remember, joint replacements are not done in very younger people because the joint replacement lasts only 20-25 years and not longer. However, you see the patients who are in their 20s and 30s do develop some kind of irreversible severe joint damage. If you don't do joint replacement, they are bedridden in their very active time of their life. And hence, for example, patients with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, the patients who are having arthritis from very, very young age, the boys and girls in their school getting this severe rheumatoid arthritis, those patients, even if they are younger, sometimes get a joint replacement surgery. So their quality of life becomes good. And hence, there is no upper age limit or there is any lower age limit. It is the medical condition and how much pain they are in. Because of their medical condition, the joint replacement is advised. Next commonly asked question is patients who are having hypertension, that is blood pressure, and diabetes, etc. India being capital of these medical diseases like hypertension and diabetes are so common, especially in all these Southeast Asian countries. We have a large number of these diseases. And every third adult or maybe every fourth adult may be suffering from diabetes or hypertension in this country. And hence, for a joint replacement surgery, the patients who are having hypertension or diabetes, who are maintaining their blood sugar and the hypertension in good range with medications, they can have joint replacement surgery safely. In fact, every other patients whom I am doing these joint replacement surgeries in the last 10 years may be either hypertensive or diabetes in this country. And hence, you make sure that your diabetes and sugar and hypertension is well under control and get your joint replacement surgery like anybody else. However, a day before the operation, you will be checked for all these conditions, the heart condition, the BP and thyroid and everything, so that your body is optimized for the operation, which is usually done on the next day. If they are not under control, our team of doctors will stabilize their medical condition before an operation is performed. Next commonly asked question is, a lot of these patients will have bow leg after the operation. You see the knee is bent, and you can see the lot of elderly patients in all your towns and cities. You can see them walking with a bow leg after the age of 60 or 65, 70. This is because of the wear and tear. Now, after the operation, almost all of them will get their legs straight because the artificial component or a joint replacement which we keep inside the knee, we will make sure that they are kept in a proper alignment so that the knee replacement will make their leg also straight after the operation. In fact, I have few examples who had severe bow legs, and these bow legs have been completely corrected after the operations. And in fact, they become taller after the operation because the bow leg, when it's corrected, becomes straight, and they look an inch taller compared to what they were before the operation. So another question commonly asked is, what will be the activities which I can do after operation? Will I be, restricted to the home, or will I be restricted to the chair, or what kind of lifestyle I'll have to, adapt after the surgery? Now, to keep it very simple, patients after joint replacement surgery lead a normal life like anybody else. The activities, whatever is necessary for their age, can be done without any pain and without any problem. We restrict some of the activities like sitting on the floor. For example, squatting in Indian style toilet or cross-leg sitting on the floor. We tell them to avoid them so that they don't stress the artificial knee much. You might have heard in some of these portals and advertisements that the knee replacement, some of the new knee replacements, for example, the patients can even sit on the floor, etc. Remember that these are not really true, because such trials and experiments are not conducted in the Western countries. And we believe for most of those data from the Western countries only. And hence, if somebody is sitting on the floor after the joint replacement surgery for 15 or 20 years, we're not sure how long that knee is going to last. And hence, the common advice has been not to squat on the floor and not to use the Indian toilet after the joint replacement surgery. And in fact, a lot of my patients, you can see that because of their social habit, they do sit on the floor. You can see in some of the examples which I'm going to show you that while singing, for example, in an Indian classical style, they do sit on the floor. Some of the patients, whether you advise or not, they keep sitting on the floor. So the joint replacement will allow you to sit on the floor, but better to be avoided so that you look after that new joint for a long time without much wear and tear or stress on the artificial knee as well. In fact, some of my patients who are in the younger age group have done all kind of activity. In some of the example which you can see, they have traveled all over the globe. And this patient you can see on the Kashmir, on the snow, and another patient who is elderly with the family has gone to the Natula Pass. So another patient called me from the Jungfrau, which is the highest peak or a railable track in Switzerland. And she sent me a photo and called me from there itself. You can imagine that how happy she would have been because of the knee replacement she has got. So all sort of activity, whichever is necessary for that age, can be done comfortably after the joint replacement surgery.
It's very nice to know about all the myths because our viewer definitely must have got many answers what they had doubt in their mind. Because I could resonate most of it because my mother went through knee surgery. She's a 75-year-old and had a very deep rooted negative belief that once you get operated, you won't be able to walk. She did not know that whenever she was getting opinions was all borrowed from her friends or relatives. Hardly few who have experienced knee surgery, they referred your name. They gave very positive feedback. Then only she agreed for the operations. So it is really required for the patient to know about the myths.
Yes, in fact, most of my patients now, they come from a referral from another patient only. Because of the large population we have in this country, you do get a lot of reference from the patients directly. Unfortunately, the medical community, which supposed to do that job, they educate the patients and tell them what is the best treatment available, will not be able to do that, either because of the culturally they are not used to do this, or the reason known to them only. But most of my patients do come from the patients like you. In fact, the most of my patients are in the clusters, like in the same family, in the same group, and one patient coming from another, which is a good sign, because the happy patients, you see, they tell other patients whatever said and done, and the myths and misbelief, nobody can lie when somebody walks so well on the road in front of them. The neighbors and the family, they really get influenced. And in fact, some of the families have done more than dozens of these knee replacements in their family and friends, and which is a very gratifying and also great thing to feel.
Yeah, it is really a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you.